The Jets are on the road again this week. The last time they were on the road, it was against the Falcons at the Georgia Dome. The Cincinnati Bengals, who will face this week, they've got a better record than the Falcons. They're 5-2. Andy Dalton and the gang have taken down Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, and Aaron Rodgers. How do you think Geno Smith and the Jets are going to take on this team?
Well, this is going to be a really tough matchup for them. They're going up against one of the best defenses in the league, and like you mentioned, they're going to have to do it on the road in Cincinnati. The Jets were able to have success last week, but this defense is going to be really tough for the Jets. And on the other side, they're going up against A.J. Green. We've mentioned in the past the Jets' pass defense having some holes, some hiccups during the game. A.J. Green might be the best receiver in the AFC right now, so that's definitely going to be a challenge for this team.
Now, their defensive line is arguably one of the best in the NFL today. How do you think that our offensive line is going to fare?
Yeah, and like you said, maybe outside of the Jets and the Lions, the Bengals really seem like they had the best defensive line. Last week, the Jets' offensive line had a phenomenal game. I mean, they really wore down the Patriots. Chris Ivory in that running game was just phenomenal. But you have to remember Vince Wilfork and Gerard Mayo were out. They were weak up the middle, and that's exactly where the Jets attacked them. That's not going to be the case this week. And one player in particular I'm looking at is Brian Winters. Mm-hmm. And since he's been inserted into that lineup, he's looked pretty good, but he's had his rookie hiccups, and he's going to be going up against Geno Atkins, who might be one of the best defensive tackles, if not the best defensive tackle in football right now. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't have a good game, that's going to ruin everything for this Jets. But if the offensive line is the story of the game for the Jets, they should have plenty of success.
Who is your fantasy player this week, Evan?
Well, I'm going to go away from the offense. I respect the Bengals defense enough. And I will go with the Jets defense, though. I mean, we can't forget the Jets also have one of the best defenses in the league right now. They're going up against a team, while they do have A.J. Green, they do have weapons, Tyler Eifert, Jermaine Gresham. But at the same time, Andy Dalton is not Peyton Manning. He's not Tom Brady. And I think that this defense, I think Rex Ryan will be able to devise a scheme that's going to have Andy under pressure. I think he might have a mistake or two, go back to some of his old ways, and I don't think this Cincinnati offense is going to have that great of a game either.
Okay. And how close do you think this game is going to be? I know you said you think it's going to be pretty close. Defensive, because it's a big defensive game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a low-scoring game like you were mentioning. I think both defenses come to play this week. But at the end of the day, I don't think that the Jets are going to be able to get that running game that they had last week against the Patriots. And with the way that they're hurting at wide receiver, unless David Nelson has another phenomenal game, it just doesn't seem like Geno Smith's going to be able to do enough without the running game, with the pressure he's going to be facing from that ferocious Bengals defensive line. I do think it'll be close because I think the Jets defense is going to be able to perform well. I think they're going to get their second pick in 2 weeks, maybe even be able to return it for a touchdown, but I do think they're going to lose 24-21.
Okay. Thank you for your insight, Evan. Make sure to watch the Jet game at 4:30 on CBS, but before you do that, make sure you listen to the radio show on Champs Long Island before. I'm Ashley Iaconetti.
And I'm Evan Slavit.
Thank you for watching.